Please. Take the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item is for public comment. We've got a couple that have signed in to make a comment. I will start with Mr. Joe Swift. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. I'm here or back here, Mayor.
That
Good
either
evening.
place.
Good evening to everyone, and good evening to the councilman. Before I get started, I want to make sure that this is probably come up and be addressed. I'm addressing the picnic, what is called the picnic townhome concept, and so I have a few questions. I noticed that on the site, there's no permit.
You started out correctly, and that is, it has to be germane to the agenda. And if that item is not on the agenda,
That's what,
then it's not something that can be addressed this evening. I don't know if that item, there's no action item
right.
on here for the evening. That is the rule, that's what the legislature put in place, and it must be germane to an agenda item. On the agenda.
So may I ask this question? Since there is no agenda on that item, then it's open to open public statement. That is also in the legislature as well. Is that possible?
Open public statement.
Right. Any statement given out to ask, will it be addressed during any agenda meeting in the future?
That's you're posing that to the council.
Yes.
This is generally, the public comments, it's not a time period where there's a good given back and forth. It's really to hear from the public on an agenda item before an action takes place on it.
All right. So is it true to state there is no agenda item? Is that correct?
There is no action item that's on there for what you are referring to, the picnic development, which I'm aware of. Mr. Swift, I'm just quoting to you what I understand, believe to be what the legislature put in place.
Okay. What about consider regular waterways? If I can talk about that. Is that okay? So since that's on the public comments, so that would be that on Picnic Road, the waste that you're about to put in the new pods, which is on the thing, I think Mr. Vanderwood is down there, is considered to the regular water waste minutes of Marshall levy.
Yes, sir, but it's not a action item. First of all.
Okay, so then I guess I'll leave my minutes to the next time, and then maybe we can bring up, and those are the two things that I would like to see in the next meeting, is the picnic and the wastewater, please.
Okay. Mr. Stroud.
Thank you very much. Trey Stroud, 768 Hampton Road in Charlotte. So my comment is about the food truck under old business. My first question would be, what agenda are we to take as the correct agenda? There were 2 agendas sent out, one 4 days ago on the city of Charlotte side that included food trucks on the agenda, and then one yesterday was published on Charlotte around the square that did not include the food trucks, and it was amended. So just curious where the actual agenda is posted and when. That would be my first question. My second question would be, when were these, this resolution provided to the city council to examine, to research, to be prepared to discuss the issue tonight? And my last point would be, I'm glad to see that the meeting's being live streamed. That was another one of my questions, so I'm glad. My last question would be, is it a requirement that the minutes of these meetings are posted somewhere for the public to see? When and where? I looked on both of those 2 Facebook pages and I could not find them. I believe it was 10 days after the meeting. I could be incorrect, but I couldn't find them. I'm just going to know when and where the minutes of each meeting should be posted. Thank you very much.
the only two that we have now for public comment. Next item, consideration of the regular council minutes from February 25th.
What happened to approving the agenda?
That should be on there.
Yeah, there's a
And-
blank there.
I thought what MTS referred to the fact since we can't add anything to the agenda, there's no reason to approve one.
If that's how you want to proceed, that's up to the mayor. It's your agenda.
That's what I understood from MTS.
So we can never,
But we can,
we can't change the agenda then?
No, you're
At
not, because the public has to be made aware of, that's what we talked about last time, the public has to be made aware of the agenda item to know, to be able to appeal, to address them in agenda items.
Rebecca Millet and Rebecca Allen is the same person, right? She was on here twice and they were spelled differently, so I was just making sure.
Mr. Mayor, I don't remember, maybe we did, but did we actually approve an ordinance for the meetings and recordings to be on YouTube live stream? And the only reason I bring it up is because if we did, I believe it would need 2 readings for it to be made official.
It would.
And it's not on this
it's
agenda.
not on the agenda.
It's on the agenda, and it's not in the minutes. It is on the minutes.
We'll have to add that next month.
That's on the minutes either.
Not real sure, Mr. Mayor, that the minutes we've been given are a good representation of the meeting that we had.
So to speak up on the approval of ordinance for meeting recordings, there was no notes of what was going to be in the ordinance. I was not supplied one from our attorney when the motion was made through the month we've had previously, just other than you wanted to have the meetings recordings on YouTube live stream. And I put in there exactly what was wanted.
It would need 2 readings, correct?
But there's no, I was not received an ordinance to,
Yes, that is correct.
So I'm going to make a motion to reject these minutes.
Okay. Your second?
I second.
All those in favor, reject the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Until they're cleaned up, correct?
I just don't think it's a good representation of how the meeting went, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
There's a couple.
Yeah,
of
there's
things that
things,
need to be
there's things missing.
there was no motion made on food trucks, so it was deferred. There was actually no motion on deferral. No motion on food trucks.
I don't know that we did make a motion for food trucks, we just discussed food trucks.
Correct,
Make a note, put it on the agenda.
yes.
Okay.
No motion.
But we discussed put it on the agenda.
Yeah, it wasn't at first, but it is now. Okay, next item is consideration of the regular wastewater minutes, March the 11th.
Anything? We got a lot of rain, obviously, again. Is there anything new that you had happen or that you had to address?
We had a 6-inch line come off, cap come off in the woods that took us a little while to find that leak. That was out of the ordinary, but other than that, it's pretty normal for that much rain.
In your, on the last page where it says parts needed. Is it an amount that we would have to put on, or is that what you had down there?
I've actually got it, I've got it at City Hall, I think it was $4,400.
Make it to the- I'll make a motion to approve the sewer board February minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Yes. Okay, the next item is old business. First one on the old business or the property code violations.
Mr. Mayor, on the James Daily, that, you suggested we send out a letter. We did again, March 4th. There's been no response. I don't know if there's been any other reports, town to town. No other response at this point. If it hasn't been taken care of, my suggestion is that we've been dealing with it since, it's been since March. Is just to proceed to court with it, for that particular cleanup. What I'm understanding is there are abandoned vehicles there. So that's what my recommendation is. That's left up to you all. 205 Old Columbia Road. Tomorrow, any change that put you aware?
Not that I'm aware of.
I guess the question is, do you all want to proceed to take action on that?
The action that we discussed last month was a letter,
Yes, sir.
and it did go out.
It did go out. It's March the 4th. That's what I will proceed with unless you all tell me differently. Okay. Now, 105 Whipple Road, that's a matter that will just continue to be revisited because more or less that's Johnny Spain just trying to make sure it stays in compliance. He was held in contempt, we'll reserve that based on his continuing to be in compliance. 3373 Highway 48 North, Mr. Estes, we did appear in court on that matter. March the 11th, there's an order entered for him to bring the property to compliance. He's given until May the 6th to do that. So we'll revisit it on that day. And so that court date is May the 6th. And those are the three properties which we were doing. Just some information to the record.
I've got, but I have the addresses. One is on Bel Air Highway. There's a house, it's right next to Terry's house, Terry Brown,
Oh, yeah,
and
the on past it, yeah.
there's a lot of tin coming off. It's in pretty bad shape.
That man's deceased.
who owns the house now?
I don't know, we just, I guess,
Find that
It needs
address.
to be cleaned up.
Yeah,
It's been like that for a while.
yeah,
Do we know the address?
I had it on that.
Okay,
we'll get it.
okay.
One is on High School Street. And an old house sits in front of it. It's across from Julian Esch.
Okay,
And the house sits back off the road, but there's a lot of cars, debris.
You know the address? No. Okay, we can get that.
It's High School Street.
Okay.
I think there was a third, but I can't remember what it was.
Send me by email.
I'll send it to you.
Any others by any council members? Okay. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
okay, thank you. Next item is, old business is continuing on the Lions Club building. I know that, bids, have been sent out to bid the electrical upgrade, and those bids are due
17th.
the 17th of April, I'm assuming. And since I know a couple of them are, or three of them maybe, at least no, two of them are here. I think I can speak for the rest. We would like to, I think we've been waiting on a list of what the Lions Club is willing to do as far as the repair work. And you know, how much, so that we can look at deciding on what we want to do or what we can do. So I thought Mr. Light was supposed to provide us with a list. So if,
He's out of town. I wasn't aware that it was due tonight, but we'll get that. to him.
okay, well, I mean, I thought he was supposed to, you know, try to give it to us. I think
Ahead of time.
ahead of time. So anytime that he can get that,
We'll take care of that.
Okay.
Thank you.
anything else on that?
They had asked me to kind of go back down there and look a little bit more on some ADA compliance stuff. We'll try to do that next week. I'll get Coach Reed here. We'll kind of get some ideas. There's a lot of great options down there to do some pretty simple corrections as far as ADA is concerned.
And you remember,
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
okay. All right, if nothing else, we're gonna move on. My apologies, food trucks were supposed to be under the old business as well. It got left off, and then I think last Friday I noticed it, and it needed to be added because I'm confused as the ordinances that were passed previously and what we're charging for a food truck. And I think some of us have two, some of us have three different.
So what it is, Stevie could probably speak on this. Y'all spent a whole year going through food trucks.
I have the final one here.
Well, they were passed in April and then you revisited and changed.
Yeah, this one was passed July, first reading was July 27th. Last reading was August 24, 2021.
That's the final one that was revised from April.
Yes.
Yeah. Originally passed, done April, finalized 2021, then they re-looked at it and lowered the fees.
Yes.
So there was two ordinances, but when I found the April one, I didn't realize there was one after that, so I looked deeper.
Charging now?
$50 application fee, the final ordinance, $50 a month.
It was, the annual permit was $150, $50 a month.
And it was changed again after you revisited the.
No, this was on the final.
It's,
$150 a month, $150, an annual permit fee of $150, and then $50 per truck per month.
And a $50 application fee.
No, $150.
so in the minutes in July, they changed it to $50.
Ordinance that
21-1-1. Those August 2021 minutes. Is the one that was approved.
Yes, and in the July minutes, they changed it to 50, so it may have been missed in the recreation of the ordinance, but it was voted on and changed to 50, and I supplied those minutes, I thought, to you guys.
Well, yeah, you did, and I'm looking at the minutes for August and July. And you can definitely see the difference of the ordinances of where it goes from 100 per day to 50 per day.
Yes.
However,
No, it went from 100 a day to 50 per month.
Yeah.
And then they still had $150 application fee. Permit fee, what it's listed at.
yes, I'm sorry, 50 per truck per month.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Because they had it at 100 per day.
Yes. See that difference? The only thing that I'm saying is, if you look at 8-106, letter B under application, there's your $50 application fee. Valid from January 1st to December 31st for the calendar year. And then if you go down to letter C, it says there shall be an annual permit fee of $150 to be paid upon approval of the application.
But in July, they motioned to change that to 50, so it looks like in the final ordinance, it was just not changed appropriately.
Mr. Mayor, may I address?
Yes.
So, if whatever's been passed, apparently there's some conflict. So that's why it's on the agenda. There's an application fee, there's a permit fee, and then there was some monthly amount, or at one point it was a daily amount. So what you all get to decide and change, if you so choose, is do you want an application fee? Do you want a permit fee? Do you want some type of daily or weekly or monthly fee? I think because this has been brought up numerous times, as far as in the past, I took the liberty of looking and finding out what Burns charges, White Bluff charges, and then Dixon, Kansas City of Dixon. So Burns, the cost is $125 for 6 months. The hours of operation, those are up to the location of the truck. White Bluff, there's no cost or fee for hours of operation. As to how long the food truck can operate per day, that's depending on the private property owner. No permit fee, no license fee. What I'm understanding from them, there is they require, I think, that you have a business license. So in the city. What I'm understanding from this, that's White Bluff. Dixon County, the city of Dixon is $250 per calendar year, regardless of when the permit was purchased. Because purchased in January or in July or December 1, it will still be $250 per calendar year. There are no other fees, but they do require you to have a permit, application, insurance for food truck, health inspection, fire inspection, city, county business license, hours of operation. It's up to the private property where the truck is located. So those are just kind of what's in the county. You also find I'm not advocating one way or the other. but you all have, obviously, it needs to be cleaned up.
Were you able to find out what, does the county have a fee as well?
I'm business license, is what I'm aware of, but I don't, I mean, if it was just out of the county, I don't know
I
that.
looked and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I don't know that.
The county collects taxes. They have to pay county.
One thing that I'll say that I talked to a couple of business owners and then a couple of other people that had food trucks, used to have them in Charlotte or stopped doing it because of the fee. But even the local businesses that I talked to stated that they enjoy having the food trucks here. They think it generates more foot traffic for their businesses. To be honest, it was, and I told them this too, that was a surprise to me. To be honest with you, I've never owned a business like that, so I didn't know, but they enjoyed the idea of generating foot traffic to the area, so that was a surprise to me, but I just wanted to pass that along.
Food trucks, and I don't think we ever will. You could challenge it, make it affordable for our local businesses.
I'll make a motion then that we have let's say a $50 fee, an application fee of $50 and $100 a year.
Hang on.
I mean, that's
Well,
that's just my discussion. I think it should be a $50 application fee one time that year, and then $100 for a full year.
We need an hour of operation with the truck.
I would say as long as it's up to the business owner that has it on their property.
I mean, I think if it's a coffee truck, they're gonna wanna come in earlier, and if it's
Correct.
lunch or supper, they're gonna stay later, so.
Yeah, I think that's.
what do we have it now, 7
7
AM to 6?
7 to 8 is what 21 dash.
I don't think we need to worry about it. I mean, like she said, if it's a coffee truck or a breakfast truck, you know, people,
They might want to be up at 4. Yeah.
most of the time you have to see the store anyway, and they don't show up until they open. So, yeah. I think if we have problems with it, I think we could put more restrictions on it, but we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's clarify what you've said. So application fee of 50, $100 fee, that's an annual fee. And just for clarity, it can be paid January 1 or it can be paid December 1st.
I say so, yeah.
It's just $100 fee.
On the,
For the whole calendar.
yeah, for the calendar year. So if
Right.
Trey Stroud comes up tomorrow, he's gonna start the
Yeah, his permit's
26th.
good for a year from
till-
that day.
Yeah, well, or we go until December the 31st. Then he'll come back in January 1, and he'll have $50 to pay and $100 for the January 1 to December 31st.
It doesn't carry over from March 27th to March 27th.
I think that'd be too complicated to keep
Right.
up with.
Yeah.
With an operation, what I'm understanding is subject to, the operational hours are subject to the business owner.
Correct.
So you think,
And then all of this verbiage in here about requirements that they need to be fire marshal certificate and everything else, we're not cutting that off.
You'll have,
that's not her motion. What I'm understanding her motion is just to modify it. You're retracting any daily, weekly, monthly fee, there's an annual fee, there's an application fee. And those are the only fees that you're going to have. Mr. Mayor, this would be for first reading, these modifications. And then let's come back in April.
I'm up for more, I mean,
I'm gonna cut you off, I just want to clarify yours.
Yes.
I think that's good.
The hours in the ordinance, are you wanting to delete those, because there's hours listed?
I think
Yes,
it's
that's up to
according
the
to the
business
business.
owner.
So the,
Yes.
I would say you do have to have a business license.
so say your motion again so we're clear.
Food trucks can operate in the city of Charlotte by coming into City Hall, paying a $50 application fee, and then paying a $100 fee for a whole year.
Are we saying 12 months?
No, it would be for a calendar year. They come in tomorrow, March the 26th, it will be good until December 31st. If they don't come in until November of this year, then it's only good from November to December 31st of 2025.
And your hours of operation are gonna be subject to the business.
Yes,
Or
correct.
wherever the property. The
Correct.
private
Yeah, I was gonna
property.
say, property.
Property.
Yes, correct.
Well, that's $50, not once a month.
No, sir, not
Okay,
once a
okay,
month.
That's what,
One time, it's an application fee, but it's more or less you're paying $150 for a year.
yes.
Just for the sake of the public and the draft, and we come back, 2026, is it your intent for them to pay another application fee?
That's,
Or we're gonna-
if it's Trey Stroud and he came in this year and he wants to come back next year, should he just pay $100? I'm asking, I mean, once you get to pay your application fee, it's yours for,
What if, and I guess I'm bringing this up, what if his scenario changes and maybe he's serving something a little differently or is treating something a little differently? And you're having to review it. That
I'm gonna-
administrative fee is really for that purpose, covered as
Yes.
administrative.
yes.
So I guess that's the question. It's a one-time fee, application fee. Or is it every year there's you're having to reapply?
And we have people with multiple trucks.
Let's say, do we need to at least yearly provide your licensing, right?
Sure.
So
So it has to be reviewed.
Sure.
So you're trying to recoup your administrative costs for doing that, I guess is what I'm saying.
I have a pizza truck and a taco truck, I'm gonna have to pay, I'm gonna have to pay $150 for my pizza and $150 for my taco.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but now.
On a truck.
Right, and then the next year I come in, I've still got my pizza and my taco, I'm just gonna pay $100 on my pizza and $100 on my taco.
Okay, so it's not your intent to have a.
Now, if I come back and want a snow cone business, then I gotta pay a new $50 and $100. Make sense? I'm up for, I mean,
different.
I'm just trying to make it easy for everybody.
Would the $50 every time cover us more, like cover?
If staff, in my mind, if staff are having to review and they're having to resubmit your application, they're having to review it to make sure all the documentation is there. Again, you're trying to recover, you're trying to recoup that. So my fault, it's up to you.
When do we verify they got a fire marshal? Things like that.
We probably bring all that paperwork in with them.
Is it with the application fee or with the permit?
Yeah, I'm okay with it being one due every year because it's gonna have to be checked over every year and it's still $100 less than next time. It's still a good. I don't.
So if we pass a first reading this month, next month, we can make changes as we see it.
Yes.
Based off of feedback. that we
Yes,
get.
sir. You could. That's the whole point of it. first and second reading.
And the only thing I did wonder about is if you could write the calendar year on their business license that they're supposed to have, so that everybody gets a full year, their own full year. I mean, I know with our business license, we get a full. Well, no, it's
I'm just
not.
telling you how other people are treating it at least, and it's as
Yeah,
Ms. Miller has proposed, it's a calendar year.
Yeah.
So if you pay in January, you're
That's
good
amazing.
through December 31st. If you pay December 1, you're good through December 31st.
yeah, yeah.
So otherwise, you're having to keep up with somebody coming in March, and somebody coming in April, and it's just.
Right.
Dixon is valid from January 1.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
You made the motion,
I
right?
made the motion.
So
And Caleb seconded. Any other discussion?
we need to clarify the motion. Then. Is it $50 application fee, $100 annual fee, and then hours of operation?
Or to the business owner, that's right.
Property owner.
Yeah, right.
Okay. We good on that?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes the first reading.
I will have a redacted, and I'll circulate it prior to the meeting. I'll circulate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on to the new business. First item is, the electrical riser. Which, if you, over here at the Cafe Gillies, needs to be raised up off the roof. Basically, the riser is the pole that goes from the meter base up to where the electrical triplex connects. The service connects up there. It needs to be raised because it's right basically against the roof. We got 2 bids to fix that. And get them out, envelopes. And what they do with them. Oh, yeah, that's it. We've got 2 bids, I'll let you look at them. To do that.
Probably does, but I don't know who that is.
He's a local guy.
Yes.
Yeah, Stephen Loftus is a local electrician as well.
He just didn't have an address or anything like that.
Proof of insurance and all that stuff is,
Mm-hmm.
do they have proof of insurance bonds or anything?
Yeah.
Required?
Yeah, they're both, they do residential and commercial work.
Okay, in Charlotte, is he?
I'm not, where is Stephen?
Got a white glove, I
Yeah,
believe.
kind of,
No, he's here to Charlotte.
Roland, can I get their names and amounts for the minutes?
yeah.
Raleigh Burgess is 1,500 and Stephen Loftus is 1,200.
Reference.
I know Raleigh, they do work. Raleigh's done several
Raleigh,
things.
we've used Raleigh's done, he's done work for the city before. I don't think he's come and checked my lights here around the square yet. But he will.
I don't even, I'm gonna make a motion to accept Raleigh's.
I'll second. Okay, Melinda makes the motion, Caleb seconds, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah. Mr. Burgess, you got the job. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, that number is a number. If we can save y'all some money, we will. And yes, we probably a little bit higher, but when you go to take that thing apart, that meter base flies off pieces. I got enough money in there to put a meter base in there. I don't have to come back and beg y'all for money and tell you, well, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave it off, but that may get it when that fire for 3 or 4 days, so somebody tells me we're gonna pay a little more. So that might be the difference in the money, I don't know, but I figured it up in there, that that's real city of Charlotte, like I've always done.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. If you don't have it, I know where I can get some parts. Okay, the next item is, you may recall, because of our charter, which we'll get into that a little bit later on, we had to advertise and submit bids to replace our sewer pots. We got 0 submittals. And that was even the 4 that we reached out to before all of this and contacted them, asking them to, or that they would have to resubmit. So I'm assuming we start the process over. If we want to get our sewer pots replaced that need to be replaced.
Do we have a sheet of the bid requirements? I can get a bid. I need a sheet of what, do we have the sheet?
I think.
I said, I can.
Text me or email and I'll.
Okay, I said I can get a bid.
I know it was advertised.
Conflict of interest. Councilman, anything is gonna be.
I'm not bidding it. I said I can get it bid. Well, I'm not.
Just very quick,
Yeah.
okay, so certainly submitted for rebid, and if there are individuals that are interested, certainly they can be turned in and submitted and forwarded on to them to submit them.
Did they change what we did?
We did change out that they would furnish.
From what I saw in some of the bids and some of the comments on it, they were waiting on some kind of spec or something from Serve or
That's the
whatever.
one we got now. We didn't get them till
Yesterday afternoon,
yesterday or day before.
Okay, so did
Monday, yesterday.
you publish it already?
Yeah, we re-advertised it so we could go ahead and have them for the next council meeting.
With that one, with the new flow serve or whatever, flow back or whatever it is?
So flow back till yesterday afternoon to get us the specifications, and we have them now sent down to the contractors.
That original bid we had before, or we changed it today, cover everything.
Chad changed the specification.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. We don't need another motion for that to rebid that, do we?
Mr. Mayor, I would, under the circumstances, sure, I think make a motion just to rebid it. Just make a motion, just for the record.
It's already been posted.
But you're actually just acknowledging that that's what you're doing, it's an action.
All right, do I have a motion? Go out for rebid. Ricky makes a motion, Caleb seconds, all those in favor? Opposed? Before we leave, new business. I know it's not on here, but there's some things that that we need or are going to discuss that we have brought up in the past that need to be discussed. So as of April 22nd, we will start having a work session to discuss those items. It will hopefully also be the beginning of starting our budget process as well. So I think there's definitely some things that we've mentioned about things in our charter that needs to be updated. Those things will be discussed in that process, which we've got several months to do all of that. We have to turn those in by December, right? Is that right, Mr. Vandervoort? Any charter changes or anything?
Yes, sir. You will need to submit it, whatever those are, preferably by December, to our representative, and therefore they can then be presented to the legislature for consideration as a modification to public act, and then it will come back here for your all's approval again.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what is required of the board charter amendment.
But we will at that time begin to discuss some of those things. Yes, 5 o'clock, April 22nd. And probably every month after that.
For clarity, I say 1 hour before the regular meeting.
1 hour before the regular meeting. Yes, it is open to the public. Okay, we'll move on next to the committee reports. City Attorney, Mr. Vandervoort, you have.
Mr. Mayor, nothing additional.
Okay. Finance, still waiting on, I think, mainly the sewer budget from the auditor.
They're asking John
The
Poole.
audit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're wanting John Poole to explain $385,000 capital that he capitalized, and I sent her the form, and I'm just waiting to hear back. Something that was capitalized in 2022.
21, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where we are on that.
Let's just refine it. Yeah, that's. Is it possible, can we not get the auditor here at our next meeting? I've got a few questions.
Reach out to her and see.
Can I make a motion that we bring her in? She's a paid auditor. I mean, she needs to be brought before this board and answer some questions.
I think you can make a motion or you can make that request.
I'm gonna make a motion that the auditor be at our next meeting, April the 22nd. At 6 o'clock. And that we put on the agenda to talk about.
You second it? I think maybe I guess our only thing would be if she can't attend.
Right.
But anyway, motion's been made for the auditor to be present at the April 22nd meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next item is the wastewater board. Our spray fields are clear.
Everything's cleared, waiting on a
Waiting.
soil scientist.
Yeah, waiting on the state soil scientist to test and see where we are there. Anything else?
Out of the 20 pots, how many have we got in so far?
Still at 14.
Okay.
Still at 14.
We're supposed to be putting one in on Hafner tomorrow.
Okay, next one are street and bridges. which they all probably need a little.
And I did someone did reach out to me about, town branch and Acton. I know we haven't started discussing about next budget.
Oh.
As far as repayment.
Okay, okay,
We did, people reach out about those two streets.
okay.
Just a topic to talk about whenever we start talking about next year's budget.
Yes, I also had somebody that wanted to bring up Loggins Road, which is really,
It's not very long, is it?
no, it's not,
Okay.
but it's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah,
It's,
well, I've noticed even Tracy
Haven
Academy.
Road is what it is.
Yeah, I didn't even
They're
know
behind the old IGA.
Tracy Academy. Starting
We've talked about this before.
We only have 300 feet.
That's it, but it's still in
But
good
it's-
shape going on it.
Which I had hopes of doing the square, but anyway,
Well, and I'm just mentioning those.
no, but I'd rather get the streets took care of first.
And Dan's waiting to pave until the picnic area gets,
Yeah, so Picnic and Todd Street are going to be resurfaced. What was the third one? Hang on. We're gonna address some issues down through.
Yeah, see, we down because we've been trying to call and nobody's giving us no answers. But we got flooding going on in people's houses and everything.
Yeah. I was down there not this past weekend, but the weekend before we got, and I was watching to see how the water was running. So, well, how it's draining down sides of the streets.
The water is running off the hill, coming in my
Yeah.
yard, Miss Dorothy yard, and Miss Prim yard.
And we
I got pictures of water coming inside my house.
We got
Can't
it.
get no answers.
And nobody telling us, everybody's saying this, but nobody telling us.
We're gonna get it fixed. We're gonna get it fixed.
When? You know, I heard this 2 years, 3 years ago from the ex-mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it, we're gonna put pipeline down through there, and my house is coming out foundation from water.
Yeah.
And half the yard's gone.
Yeah. We're gonna work on it when all that construction's going on.
Yeah, okay, why y'all wait till construction go on to do something about it?
Well,
That's what I wanna know.
huh?
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, they cover, they big enough to haul that water's coming off her. It ain't funny, man. It ain't funny. We live down there.
Okay, hang on.
That's not funny. We live down there.
We can hold.
Mr. Mayor, public comments were earlier and it wasn't on the agenda. So, Mr. Mayor, we just need to regain control of the meeting. And
But
That's what we were talking about.
I got it.
But we couldn't speak up, but now we can't.
Well, no, sir, it's not an action item on the agenda.
Well, y'all need to put it on the agenda.
But
And then we'll come back.
it's gonna be on there per Mr. Sweat, next month on the agenda so that we can discuss it even further.
We'll be on the next month, April 22nd.
Mhm.
2025, we're gonna talk about picnic ground development and the water, the drainage. That's gonna be next month.
And the damage that is
I
done.
mean, I'm just asking now, I'm just asking, it will be next month.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next thing, public safety.
Sorry.
Shannon's working
Yeah,
tonight, but they
Shannon's
did
not
receive-
working, and of course, I have said and spoke with Shannon Yates and have sort of appointed him as the fire chief. Now, if some of the others have other recommendations, this was kind of he's about the only one I know down there, to be honest with you. Except for a younger guy, and I just didn't think he was quite ready to assume that position, but I'm certainly open to any others if you know someone. But I think Shannon will help us. He's been around here for several years. Parks and Recreation. Guess that's gonna, only thing about that is this little part back here. We still haven't received any engineering on the grade work as of today. I got a call earlier while we were just getting here this afternoon and a voicemail promising me that we would have it in a day or two. I'm very discouraged over that. Yeah, as long as it don't roll back over into here. I know our grant runs through June the 30th. And so I reached out to them and just asked what they recommended. Because I just don't, I just don't know that it can be, the grade work can get done and the concrete poured in that length of time. So I'm waiting to hear back from Chris Barber with the state. Beautification. I'm gonna go back. Miss street lights and signs.
I was gonna.
Signs have been ordered.
Yes, okay.
We did
Welcome
not.
to the city of Charlotte.
We did not hear anything from the state.
Okay.
So we took it upon ourselves to.
Charlotte city limits,
Yep.
because that sign is horrible.
Yeah. And then hopefully Mr. Burgess will get to our lights around the old courthouse. Planning and zoning.
We didn't have a meeting last month. Are we having one this month?
Nothing.
Nothing yet, that I know of.
But as Kurt suggested, we should meet, potentially over a developer agreement.
Yeah, I think we need to look at it, to consider it, and start looking at what the document consists of and being aware of it. And certainly if there's a scenario where you've got a duplex coming in, I think it's something that the town needs to look at. So we're growing, we're evolving. We talked about some checklists tonight, software agreements, just things like that. We really have to look at and get in place, and you all can adopt those by resolution and that we will have in place. And if we need to amend it, we can. So anyway, just things to consider.
Mr. Pilkington, is April the 3rd? Is that too soon?
No, it's fine, just.
Okay, so just why don't planning and zoning go ahead and plan on a meeting, April 3rd, to discuss. Oh, that's right, you can't. I forgot, you told me that an hour ago. That's what happened when you get over it, you forget. So we're gonna put it off a month,
I
or?
mean, it can be without, if it's gotta come here to be approved anyway, right?
It does, whatever, if that's what,
Okay.
if that's a recommendation.
I mean, I'll get the minutes or something sent to me or whatever.
Okay, so go ahead and plan on meeting April 3rd to discuss any of that. There's nothing in construction as far as the city not doing any kind of construction work. Ambulance service. I don't think it doesn't really pertain to them out of the old building over there, but one of the things the insurance guy got us on is that some of the sheetrock was falling or had fell down, so we just went and took the rest of it down just to appease the insurance people. But when the ambulance service moves out, if we want to look at putting it back up and finishing it, or whatever we want to do with the building, we can address that when the time comes. Okay, the last thing is planning and zoning, April 3rd, 6 o'clock, wastewater, April 8th, 3 p.m. And too, which I know that that's an odd time for the day, but you know, any of you people, any of you guys are welcome to come to that committee meeting. Next council meeting, be April the 22nd. The work session will be 5 p.m. and then our council meeting will be at 6. Yeah, motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
We made a motion.
Chris did. All those in favor?